number 1 and side number 2 of Inside Tine 10.
I walked through here 100 times. What? Oh, shut up.
Can I get credit for that?
What the hell? Probably boring stuff. I know, dude. That's a big deal. Like, sneakily bigger than I thought. Bitch. We can talk about it.
Keeps on getting better. Got this shed. Wow. Think that's from the 8-point I was hunting.
All right, guys. Welcome to the Deer Shop Podcast, presented by Siman Brothers Outdoors and the Leaky John Boat Company.
He went and watched a movie that has a $200 million production budget, and then the next thing he watched was our video on YouTube that has a $0 production budget.
This is the first buck I've shot in over 10 years.
Your track job was the first fun track job.
Oh,
That kind of like, I think part of my life was influenced by that night.
Then you miss him 3 times with a rifle at 70 yards on video for the whole world to see.
Yeah, that's what Caleb did. 5 years ago, we couldn't shoot a deer at 100 yards with a slug gun. Now you're shooting turkeys at 100 yards with a shotgun.
Joey takes
The shop is closing up.
Make sure he takes all his right antlers. You can't leave anything.
Deer Shop Podcast, episode 133. All right, guys.
We're in the basement.
We're in the basement.
It's cold again.
It got cold again.
End of March.
Hopefully you don't hear this chair squeaking too much.
Quite possibly the last time in the basement, maybe.
Yeah, so let's just get right to it. We apologize for 1, not having a podcast last week, and for 2, we've missed probably 2-3 weeks out of the last 6 or 7. Crazy. Life's crazy. We're on the final week of pancakes. When you're listening to this podcast, the sugar bush is over. The Chatham sugar bush will be finally over when you listen to this on Monday. Isaac got the keys to his house yesterday.
2 days ago.
Tuesday? I don't even know what day it is. What day is it?
Friday.
Isaac got the keys for his house this week. So that's exciting. Lots of stuff happening there. That adds, Isaac's they've already killed you guys have already killed a deer on video at your house before the house was being built. So that's 5 acres that we're adding to our whole family dream farm operation that is going to be lived at now. Ethan will soon be all alone in the farmhouse at the deer shop.
Yep.
Are you excited?
It's not going to change much, I don't think.
I mean, you'd be surprised, I think.
You're going to be there by yourself?
With our schedule, we hardly see each other.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And then, as you can see if you're watching on YouTube, we're in the basement bar studio again.
'Cause it's
and
still winter
probably for the last time ever, I would think.
Yeah.
I sold my house.
Who knows what happens next week? But
Yeah, who knows what happens. We might record 1 or 2 more down here, but I sold it. Where we're sitting right now is not going to be mine in a couple weeks. It is, me and my wife have been here 8 years, and I spent a whole lot of time building up the studio. Before we move anything out, I'm going to have Isaac it'll be one of the first episodes of our Deer Camp Tours show that we're doing this summer. Will be the farewell to the man cave basement down here that we've had for the last, this part's only been done for 4 or 5 years, I think.
it's still been a while.
But we've done a lot of stuff down here in this house, in this basement. We watched a lot of sports, an incredible amount of sports. And we've done a bunch of podcasts down here and family events, and we always held Thanksgiving here. And I sold it because I bought a small farm. I'm not going to go into too many details on that. It's not huge by any means. I didn't buy a 100-acre piece of land, but yeah, me and my wife bought a small farm with a bigger house and a lake and all kinds of projects.
Huntable
land, yep, huntable acreage. It's gonna be a big acreage, huntable acreage. Yeah, it's a big move.
There's about an acre that you can hunt. That's what I meant.
Yeah, acre or two. I don't know. I haven't even had time to start thinking about what plans we're going to do for this year for the huntability part of it. But I think we're going to spend more time just getting our family farm ready and, working on the house and stuff before we get too far involved into hunting the new piece. But yeah, I bought a new house, new farm, and it's going to be sweet. It's going to obviously be an adjustment and different than this. And we're going to have to build this down there because I won't have this anymore, which is going to be sad. But
I'm going to be building this in my basement as well.
Yeah. And then we just kind of talked pre-podcast with Ethan. He's going to be building one of these hopefully in his basement as well.
That's the plan.
If all goes well. So it's always nice to have one of these anywhere you go. But that is why we've been kind of busy the last couple of weeks. It's hard to get podcasts done when you're showing your house and buying new ones. And we actually had a death in the family. Lindsay's grandmother passed away, so that took up some time, obviously. And yeah, I know a lot of people have been disappointed that we don't get a weekly podcast out. But to be honest with you guys, it's March.
We've been doing our charitable community work with the pancakes.
Yep, it's the major off season for deer hunting. We're just now starting to get back into some of the deer, turkey, trout fishing stuff, and March is like Isaac said, we spend about I don't even know how many hours a week.
Lots of hours
volunteering for the pancake stuff, but that's all winding down, and this stuff's all ramping up.
And turkey season starts in no time.
Turkey season will be here in no time. One of the main things we want to talk about in this podcast, I guess it's kind of time for our shed hunting update, actually. I know we've kind of probably kicked it around the last few podcasts, a little mention of what we've been up to, but shed season is pretty much over. It's starting to green up out there, even though it got cold again. The undergrowth is starting to really grow up. The sheds that matter and the farms that matter are our main huntable farms that we've spent our time on. We have scoured and scoured and scoured. So most of the easy and a lot of the hard sheds to find have been picked up. There obviously are some out there still that we would love to find, but overall we had a pretty good season. I'm not too.
Are these all the sheds, or these?
No,
these are the bigger ones.
These are all the bigger ones. There were some smaller ones if you're watching on YouTube that we didn't bring over, but some of the main things to go over real quick. I guess we'll dive into them a little bit more, but we found devil horns was the first one that we found, which is Luke's number one for next year. He also found the match set to Inside Tine 10, which Isaac found half of last year. So we got 2 years worth of sheds of this guy, and that he's going to be an exciting deer to follow if you're watching on YouTube. That's a nice deer to explain. He's got super, super long beams and taller 3s than 2. So he's got that cool rack shape to him.
And Luke says he's going to be his number 2. That might end up being his number 1.
Yeah, I mean,
depends on how.
He's a little bit younger than Devil Horns. Devil Horns we have 3 years of experience with. I found this one on the first actual shed hunt that I went out on. Luke and Ethan went out once, I think, looking for this prior. And then I ended up going out with Ethan, and we ended up finding it. We looked pretty dang hard for the match, and we haven't been able to find it. I think it might be sitting in a cornfield, which is kind of a problem. Finding sheds in cornfields.
The tractors will find it.
Yeah, super
summer.
Sucks. But this is his number one, and we've had, like I said, 3 years worth of encounters. The way his rack sits on his head makes him look really, really big. It's a tall sitting rack that kind of goes up and out. But score wise, it's kind of hard to say which one would be better. But I'm sure for him it doesn't matter. He doesn't care which deer he takes as long as he has a mature deer, and he's going to have a couple to hunt.
This deer looks a lot like Hook.
That deer looks a lot like Hook.
Like Hook is a 4-year-old.
And it looks a lot like the G3 buck. So if you're watching on YouTube, Isaac's holding up a shed to a buck that we didn't really have a good name for. Last year I just called him like the non-shootable 2-year-old 9. And then this year he was a 9 again. And I was kind of calling him the Northside 9 2.0, which is a buck. Isaac shot the Northside 9 3 or 4 years ago, which is, I think it's your biggest buck.
Caleb was very unique with his name.
Yeah.
Northside 9 1, Northside 9 2.
But I guess I'll let Isaac tell the story on this one because he has a new name now.
Well, it's an incredible story, actually. I've been so busy this year, I haven't barely been shed hunting. Actually, I haven't found a single shed this year.
No.
But I'm outside working in the shop. My wife comes home from work, and she walks in the shop and goes, "I swear I just seen a deer antler driving." I'm like, "There's no way." So
I've never found a road. For the record, I have never found a road shed.
And I didn't believe her, but she was like, "I swear I seen a deer antler." So I humored her. And we drove down the road, and this freaking antler was hanging
In a bush.
in a bush 6 feet off the ground, 6 feet from the road.
Yeah.
On our neighbor's property. So, like, somewhere we're allowed to go.
I know that's the key point. Everyone, we talk about the road shed etiquette. We actually did have permission to be where.
Yeah, it was literally, it was probably 75 yards from where we were standing, but like
Crazy.
Just walk down there. And that's the second road shed she's found.
She's found two. I
found
found zero in my life, and she's found two.
The other one, we were walking down the road, and it was on a different neighbor's, just sitting in the field.
And that deer, like, he was kind of, because we had so many mature bucks on camera this year. This one was we're going to start calling him road shed. I guess we'll name him road shed. He's what we think was a 3-year-old this year, kind of average looking in all regards.
It's really hard to pin down.
He looks a lot like the buck we call G3, but G3 is a lot older and has a split brow. He has the same splits kind of starting, but he's obviously a different deer than G3 was. But at a glance, it'd be hard to tell which one was which, to be honest with you.
And we had a lot of bucks that were very similar looking this year.
Yeah, the gene pool is very like shallow right now on our property. A lot of the bucks all kind of look the same.
We had a lot in that 3 to 4 year old range.
Yep.
Where like they were sort of shooters, sort of not. If you felt like it on that day and they made your trigger finger itchy, they were. But
yeah, do you know anything about that?
Yeah.
But we had just a ton of 120 to 130 inch. Basically, I'll take that back. We had a bunch of 115 to 125 inch 3 and 4 year old bucks. Literally. We've talked about it on the podcast, obviously. If you watch the Deer Camp Chronicles, you've seen probably 4 or 5, 6 different bucks that kind of fit that mold. And this guy was one of them, and he was kind of like, hope we don't see him, hope we don't kill him. He's off limits because we don't want to accidentally kill him kind of deer. And, looking at the shed.
It'd be hard to pass.
Yeah. Looking at the shed now, it might even score more than Devil Horns did.
And hopefully he's easy to see next year because it's real long G3.
Yeah, and that's
G3's
also
2-3 inches longer than his G2.
The buck that I always refer to as G3 has the same exact style tie, and he's just way, way older of a deer. But hopefully they both have it, and this deer is primed to take a nice jump. I mean, he could be a serious contender. This could be a 140 to 150 class 4-year-old next year that obviously any of us would take at any moment in time. So, man, is he going to be high on the hit list. I don't have it here, but I did find my second or third. I think it's my second biggest shed ever. You'll have to watch the shed hunting video if you want to see it.
What would be close to your?
Yeah.
I found that big 10-point side with the broken brow at what is now the park property that Tyler used to own like a long time ago. That's a hammer of a shed.
Long time ago.
And to be honest with you, some of Fat Bastard's sheds are pretty big too, but
they're not 75.
No, 76 and change. So I found a hammer of a shed. You'll have to watch the video. We're not going to obviously say when or where, whose or what's, but I found the second biggest shed I've ever found this year. It's on the shed hunting video, which if you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast in the car, that video is live. It'll be live Sunday, which was yesterday morning, 9 a.m., our normal time slot. The 2025 or 2026 shed hunting video. This is the third year in a row we've made a standalone shed hunting video since we stopped filming the SBO Live series. So go check it out. Check out the older shed hunting videos. It's a lot of fun. There's a small little niche like market per se for like shed hunting content. We kind of dive into that once a year with a good video. We're obviously still going to look for sheds, and we might still find some sheds. And when we're turkey hunting, we're probably going to stumble across some sheds. But the main bulk going out specifically for sheds and videotaping it is pretty much over. And the lineup here is on the table, minus the really big one. Ethan's perfect time for Ethan to tell his story now.
That's the Kentucky. There's 2 Kentucky sheds on the table.
Yeah.
This one.
And one of these other
Shoot
ones.
up one.
Yep.
It don't matter. They're all the same.
Yeah. We think this is the 8-point that I hunted this year from 2 years ago.
Yeah, so
It looks like it.
if you watch the video, there's a good side-by-side breakdown of Ethan finding that shed in the video of the 8-point. It's definitely the video. It's definitely a shed from the year prior because he was bigger last year than that.
And this is not a bad shed either.
No, it's not a bad shed.
I found this exactly where I watched him twice.
That the buck that was across the field when you were hunting.
This is exactly where I found it, where he was standing in that video.
So he should be a hammer
if he made it.
Buck.
Yeah, if he made it. Which
we kind of lose intel on Kentucky because we pull cameras end of
and
middle of September, and then
in a perfect world, we would have kept some stuff going down there all throughout the season. But it's just hard being 6 hours away 5 hours away. And, if we're not going to go back down there, it's hard to leave a bunch
This
of
year's going to be a little bit different because I'll be done with school. Last year I was in medic school.
Yeah.
So that was harder. But this year I'm done with school, so I can just leave when I want to. So
Theoretically, I would like, we're obviously going to go down for the Velvet Weekend and make a big, try and get as many days as we can out of that and, try and kill some more velvet bucks again. Unfortunately, my velvet buck's not going to be done in time to ever be down here in the studio, but Madison's still working on that. But I'll be more willing to go down if you're more flexible next year or this upcoming year as well,
I have a hard time keeping yours straight. Was this past year the year that you had the big 10-pointer?
Yeah.
Or was that 2 years ago?
That was this year. There was a very, very
But he
large-
disappeared come season?
he only made a couple appearances, 2 or 3.
In Velvet.
Yeah, he was on camera he was on cell cam 2 or 3 times in Velvet before we went down there. And we pulled all our cameras after Velvet. So
He was like a 150, 160, right?
yeah.
He's
With Velvet on, probably 60s.
We think we know who he was the year before, but it's so hard to tell him. So many deer moved through that valley.
I just couldn't remember if that was this year or last.
The year prior, we had like 6 or 7 bucks that were shooter size quality. This year, we had 4 shooter quality bucks. That 8-point, there was a really wide 9 or 10-point. Then the buck I ended up killing in the Big 10.
So this was out in the middle of the CRP. This was in a wood line.
They look pretty similar.
They look pretty similar.
They definitely could be the same deer year prior. Dylan found a nice shed too when he was down there last year.
Turkey hunting.
Which was it was possibly off my deer or the big. We think it may have even been off the Big 10. It's hard to tell.
Or the deer that I missed in muzzleloader.
Yeah. The deer that you missed in muzzleloader, all these stories we're telling Deer Camp Chronicles playlist, Kentucky videos. The deer you missed in muzzleloader was definitely the wider, like 9 or 10 point that was on camera during Velvet last year. So it'd be cool to see him again a third year. Obviously, we love building these stories year after year with the deer. So
I don't know if it's because we had such a long season. It feels like the early season last year was 5 years ago. But then us hunting late season just seemed like it was last week.
Because we started hunting in literally the first week of September.
Long season.
And I killed a buck first week of September and the last week of September. So we already had deer down and content rolling before Ohio season really even kicked off last year, which is kind of crazy.
Then and
that's the plan for this year too.
Yeah.
When Luke killed mid-October?
Like the 17th of October.
Yeah.
But then we didn't have a whole lot going until.
No, we had Kasich and Freeman and Alex all kind of like the 4 of them all just killed right before gun season. And then
I was chasing my tail.
Yeah, then gun season was you, Tyler, Gore, his monster, Danny, Swoda, his monster. Like the season kind of went in chunks last year. There was early, and then West Virginia. We killed a bunch of deer in West Virginia too. Man, we killed deer last year.
We killed a lot. How many deer did we kill as a group?
Not including
Bucks or
does. Well, I killed 3 bucks. Matt killed 1. You killed 1. Everyone else killed 1. Gore, Tyler, Danny, Luke, Isaac. I already maybe got Isaac. Freeman. Alex.
Everybody killed bucks except for Nick and Dylan.
And
2 years running?
Well, I killed a buck.
No. Ethan killed a negative score.
Oh, Dylan killed one last year.
Ethan didn't kill a buck.
So did Nick.
They both killed ones last year. Yeah.
Nick and Dylan both killed one last year. Nick made a specific comment. Nick killed his buck last year, was kind of unhappy with it per se. And then this year, without killing a buck, he's like, man, I'm never going to bad talk killing a buck ever again. Like, that was, whoops. But yeah, Nick, we'll get Nick on to tell his story. There's a lot. Nick and Dylan both still need to be on the podcast. They both have good potential stories to tell.
A lot of life is happening for the both of them.
A lot of life for both of them, but they were both the kind of different stories for their season this year. Dylan was full-time recurve, was having a hell of a time. He was just having a hell of a time. Nick, on the other hand, was using all different manner of weapons and having great
part-time crossbow.
I think he did 1 hunt with the crossbow. Great encounters, great season, just awesome everything, and just wasn't quite able to finish it. So that book's open still for sure for next year. So looking forward to that.
There's another farm shed on there on the table too. That little guy.
Yeah, and I picked up. No, the one without the brow tine that one might be the one I picked up, Ethan.
Is it?
Yeah, because I picked that one up the other day.
Then maybe I didn't bring the other Kentucky shed.
Maybe
everything we said was mute. But that one's a farm shed.
Yeah, and also perfect time for a shed that we don't have on the table. I know a lot of the audience is listening and always has bated breath and listening for updates on the old Moby situation. And I guess Ethan can kind of go over, but he spent a lot of time looking for Moby sheds, and they were found.
At least one of them.
At least one of them was found.
Have you got hands on?
No. It was on a property I couldn't access.
Close. You were close.
I thought about going over there, but I'd be trespassing, so I didn't, obviously.
Well, there's no game warden, so you probably could have.
That is true, but it'd still be wrong because I looked at where it was found and I saw it off in the distance. I'm like, man, look over there, and then.
So the thing about Moby, without going too hard on it, is we now know that three of the last 4 sheds that he's had on his head have been found,
and he's not a secret.
No, he's not as much.
A lot of people know about.
He's not as much of a secret as we thought he was going to be. He was. He's still not super public, obviously, but there's people who know.
People hunting him. I don't know if anybody ever got close to him.
Ethan was probably the closest. That deer's unscathed. There's no scars on his body.
Well, the one guy said that the one guy had a friend that had a bunch of encounters in a backyard with him.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense to me because there's nowhere to.
There's plenty of places for backyard.
I mean,
not on the road. He said.
It all depends. All I know is that we're gonna get way too excited in January, August, and September. July, August. Yeah, sorry. July, August, September. We're gonna get way, way too excited about Moby and the specimen that he is, and then.
Oh, and giant shocker! Someone's flying their drone for him too.
Yeah, there's been drone footage of him. People been scouting him with drones. It's shocker. Boo.
Can we do something? Can we?
I got an argument on Facebook yesterday with the guy. So someone posted a comment, or there was a story posted about how in Indiana someone got in trouble for using a drone to kill a deer.
Oh, I seen you post that.
And then there was a bunch of people commenting on it. And then I posted verbatim what Mike Rex, chairman of the Ohio Wildlife Council, told me straight to my messaging.
Yeah, quote
unquote, exactly what he told me. And then a bunch of people arguing with me that that's not true. And I'm like, man, I wish you were right. I want to tell these, I told these people, like, man, I wish you guys were right. But Mike Rex is the head of the Wildlife Council who approves all rules and laws. Now, he doesn't carry, he's not the judge, and he's not able to write tickets as an ODNR officer. But he gets to interpret the law on what is put down on paper. And he states specifically that scouting with the drone, landing, and then going hunting is not illegal in Ohio, and there's nothing they can do about it right now. So, as much as we would love for that to not be true, it is. Sucks.
They need to do something about it. What was the situation in Indiana? How'd those people get in trouble?
I think they were just using a drone to.
You're not allowed to do that in that state.
Yeah, kind of. I think Indiana has a similar law to like Alaska and some of the Canada stuff, where like if you go airborne, you cannot hunt for 24 hours.
Yeah, like Montana, where I hunt. You cannot hunt the same day that you fly the drone. So if I want to do any kind of droning for video purposes, if I'm on the way home, I'll fly the drone.
Yeah, stop at some parks and take some nonchalant B-roll stuff you're not even hunting.
I think the video I did in 2023, I was mule deer hunting, and I was just getting ready to leave to go elk hunting. So I'm like, I might as well fly the drone and get some B-roll. So that's what I did.
Yeah. I mean, the drones are here to stay. A couple weeks ago, we ran into some of the guys that we've referenced in this podcast that fly drones around here and that we've had problems with in the past or issues or we've had some beef with. And, we kind of squashed all that down because the reality of it is they're not doing anything illegal. We're not doing anything illegal. There's nothing illegal that's happening. It was just something that we didn't like for a while, but just like anything else that becomes a law and you hate it for a while, after a period of time, it's just part of the culture now. And
I hope drones.
It's just something that we had to get used to for right now. There's nothing we can do about it.
I hope they do something about it, and I hope drones don't become part of the culture. I'm surprised people haven't started using them out west for packing.
I mean, they probably are.
Packing water, packing.
They are doing it for helicopters. Helicopters are in play for a lot of stuff now. Those air float planes. I mean,
yeah, there's lots of helicopter hunts where they drop you off on property that you can't normally get to.
Dylan is convinced that he's going to do one. Like convinced that he's going to do it. And I hope he does.
It's like $10,000.
Yeah, I hope he does. That'd be awesome. I hope you go film him if he does.
I seen Randy Newberg doing it. I saw Seek One doing it. I saw all sorts of people doing it. So like, it's not a unique idea at this point.
Right.
Do you know what I saw today on Facebook for the first time?
What did you see on Facebook for the first time?
For the first time this year.
Oh.
Nuisance tags being used.
Yeah, I did too. I saw first doe of March 26th or something.
350 Legend.
Well, there's an article locally in the paper that Medina is going to start doing what Mentor and Parma has, where they're just going to have the SWAT team go out at night with snipers and shoot does this time of year.
Well, if they do it this time of year, it's a 2-for-1. Every doe you shoot, well, every good chances they're pregnant, so you're going to get 2-for-1.
And you can shoot a bunch of bucks that don't have antlers on and don't even know it.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you know, we're not quite fans of that, but at the same time,
Luckily, all the places where we hunt, at this table at least,
nowhere near that.
nowhere near that. But we do know a lot of people that hunt near those deer that would be pretty upset if their target buck got killed.
Did you read the article I posted at all?
Which one?
About
No.
the calling? It was.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It was,
I read the
program. You know, do you see who the program's led by?
Well, they asked him.
Yeah, he's one of the he's a captain. I think
Salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy in Parma that runs the program is Nate Savetsky. So like, yeah, Nate's a good old buddy of ours. I haven't seen him in a couple of years.
Wonder if
I
he
saw his
listens.
dad a couple weeks ago, talked to him for a while, and I see his twin brother Mike a lot. But Nate Savetsky is an old hunting buddy of ours from way back in the day when we definitely weren't as
The
ethical.
only thing I remember about Nate Savetsky is a picture of his ass
like wasn't I can't.
I remember him
at some local state park.
Yeah.
I just remember him crashing into a tree up at the lake when we were partying.
He didn't crash into a tree. He ran over a picnic table.
And then into the tree
Yeah, maybe that too.
with some red Cavalier or some shit.
That same red Cavalier, you ran a dog over, but it didn't die. You had the dog. Before anyone freaks out, the dog was just fine, but Isaac was trying to drive stick. I don't even know this situation was happening, but this dog ran out in front of the car that was going real slow, and it ran in front of the tire. And the tire was spinning and pushing the dog forwards, but it never ran the dog over. And then the dog was able to get out front.
Yeah, I was like 15, never drove a stick shift before. And there was some girl that was up there that had a stick shift car.
I know I could say her name, but I'll leave her anonymous.
Leave.
She never. It wouldn't. I'm only leaving her anonymous because I haven't talked to her in 10 years. So, but it wouldn't be a controversial name.
Yeah, so I'm trying to drive a stick shift, and then driving with bare feet also very difficult.
Yeah, and you're probably extremely sober.
Yeah, so
Oh God.
Statue of Limitations.
Yeah. Well, Captain Nate Savetsky, Parma PD, is in charge of
the deer calling.
deer calling program in Medina future here potentially. But if Nate, the big takeaway from that article is Nate says that after a couple of years of doing this, that the deer start acting like deer. They become a little more skittish. There's less of them. They're not eating plants off people's front yards. Like he says after a couple of years of doing programs
He's
like
talking about
that.
the deer in Parma?
Yeah.
I hit one with the squad.
How come
They're everywhere.
we have already talked about hitting animals 3 separate times now on this podcast?
Oh, the city that I work in, we drive through Parma a lot to go to the hospital. So we're driving through Parma 12 times a day. And we hit deer the squad hits deer all the time.
That's
Going
crazy.
30 miles an they run into the side of the squad.
Well, I guess his article's bullshit then. Don't listen to anything I'm saying.
Yeah,
Nate, you misquoted
I
the
don't know
whole
what he's
thing.
talking about.
He just wants
There's
to shoot
deer
in Medina.
everywhere in Parma.
You know, I'll give them credit. At least they're shooting it. If they're going to do a call that includes bucks, I think it's proper to do it once the antlers are off so that they're not out there like trophy hunting as cops at night. With
Yeah, because there's
thermals.
6 deer in a field and there's a big buck. They're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's a 200-inch buck. Jam. Speaking of poaching, our favorite topic on the podcast, Tate was showing me videos yesterday of, it was the hunting report on Facebook that Steven Ziegler, I think, runs it, his name is. There was a video of, I think it was the open season to Expo. They had a bunch of deer racks that were there with like the fine attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one from Wellington. There was like a 181-inch 16-pointer from Wellington with like a $16,000 fine was attached to it. The video is like a half-screen vertical video, real quick, showed the tag, and like you see half of the deer rack. But
Maybe they're finally making that show a little better because last time we went, it sucked.
No, Aaron was down there. He said it sucked. Yeah. He said it wasn't good.
The only big booths are Working Class Bow Hunter and then
They're not there no more.
Adrenaline, whatever.
So
Whitetail
the
Adrenaline.
Mobile Hunter Expo took over the Working Class Bow Hunter booth.
I have to see that one.
Yeah, can't wait to go see it.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I'm looking for that post.
Yeah, Ethan's on his phone during the podcast. Shocker. Sorry, Jay.
Yell at him, Jay.
Yeah. Boo. What I was getting with that. So we have a podcast in the hopper that I want to do it. I think it would be an engagement for the audience, and I think we probably should do it. But I'm also not looking at the repercussion of doing it.
What are you talking about?
We have a story about a very large buck I can't say it was poached, but there's a story about a very large buck, somewhat locally, that definitely got killed.
Predator.
Possibly not tagged correctly. We're not 100% sure. Couple guys we know, including one of our very good dudes that's on our staff, dove really deep into it, made a lot of leeway, all kind of rumors, figured it out. There's just a lot of drama. There's people that were mad that he was looking into it, but at the same time, we feel that it's our justice. You know, we have to do the right thing in the deer woods, because if we don't do the right thing, then we can't expect anyone to do the right thing. So to call people out for not doing the right thing is kind of part of what we're here for. We obviously don't want to be narcs and known as a bunch of asshole, you know, bootlicking Republican fucking rule following crazies. But when you're poaching 200-inch deer or finding 200-inch deer and not tagging them properly, that is a problem. And the reason why we're kind of afraid to do the podcast, I don't want to say afraid. The reason we haven't done it yet is because we don't have a ton of information on what exactly happened. And this is unfortunate, but basically through what we've heard, that law enforcement's basically told us to fuck off on it and stop investigating it. It's not a big deal.
We don't have any
make up rumors.
If we don't have any actual proof or evidence, they don't give.
So it's very disheartening that the law enforcement community doesn't give a shit about it.
So
if they don't give a shit, and we should, and we're being told not to give a shit, then who gives a shit, right?
So correct me if I'm wrong. When you shoot a deer in Ohio, you have to put how many points it has when you check it in.
Correct.
When you get a deadhead tag, do you have to put how many points it has?
So the way I do it, because you know, obviously we're in the spotlight, I send a picture of the antler of the deadhead to our local game warden in Medina. I send him a text message picture. I send him where I want the tag sent, where I found the deer roughly, if I have an address, and how many. He always asks me how many points it is, because
they keep a record of that.
Yes. So I have a stack of tags in the shop. They're all still sealed in the envelope, because I don't even open up the envelope, that has, you know, the game warden's carcass tag on it with how many points it is and where it was found and where to send it to.
So all our deadheads hanging in the shop have to be.
Yeah, you have to, and like I think, who knows legally, do I have to have that tag attached to the deer? I don't think so, because like our mounts now, we get an electronic tag and there's nothing attached to our deer mounts. Tagged. But I do have a stack of deadhead tags, which is technically what you're supposed to do.
And the story went further because we saw a picture of this dead buck and it has 20 some points or something.
Yeah, 20. I think it has 26 points.
But then
26-ish roughly scoreable points, and it was Euro mounted, so the skull was boiled clean, perfect condition, and it was sitting in a yard. And it was very obvious when a deer has 26 points. It's very obviously a deer that we had trail camera videos of, and we also know some other people that knew about the deer. And the fact that deer just mysteriously vanished, died, and then this picture circulates. You know, there's a lot of hearsay.
The game warden from our county and the surrounding county that it could possibly be from say that no 26-point buck.
Yeah, it was at first. So this is, I guess, the weird part. At first, they seemed very open to investigating it. They actually stated to our people, and I'm getting too far into this because we should probably do it some separate podcast, but I'll sum it up. They told like our guys that were kind of investigating this, they kind of told them like, yeah, anything you know, let us know. No, we have not had a deer of that size tagged in carcass wise or hunting wise this year. And then a couple of weeks go by and like there's some more conversation with law enforcement. They basically say, fucking drop it. It's all hearsay. We don't want to deal with this. Like blah, 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 which is very disheartening. Now, could they possibly be throwing our guys off the trail to just tell them to shut the fuck up so they can finish their operation? Potentially. I hope so.
We do know, unless it is a clear-cut case, these things take years to prosecute. And most likely they don't go to prosecution. Someone might catch a fine or it'll get...
Yeah, I mean, people end up most of the time they just admit it because it's like, listen, it's in your barn. It's right there and you don't have a tag for it. And, you know, okay, I did it. And then...
Here's a $500 fine.
Right. But there, you know, it brings up the point that there was a 181-inch buck with a $16,000 fine from Wellington. And this buck is clearly bigger than that. And it was definitely not killed by proper channels because the game warden told us it wasn't. So the game warden's fucked up by telling us that this deer wasn't killed properly. So I don't know.
And maybe we just care way too much, but we do.
Funny part is it's not a deer we were hunting. No. So some of our guys were, and we know a lot of people that were, but it wasn't a deer that us at this table were personally hunting. So
incredible deer though.
Incredible.
It was.
And it's a shame.
Okay.
I think that's everything with shed hunting. We've covered my shed hunting box. I can check this box off here on my paper. Oh, my pen's all fucked up. God damn it. Sorry, Matt. All right, let's go through my list. Talked about our houses and our farms. Ooh, my farm's fishable too. My new one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be exciting. We gotta get into the Leaky John boat. Let's talk about that just for a second. Like Luke's been doing a lot of work on some turkey hunting merch and trying to get some stuff done on his end. We do enjoy fishing. We just haven't had time to do it. But there are some fishing projects we have in the wings that I'm excited about that I want to start kind of working on. There's a couple things that I've always wanted to do in Ohio.
The perfect day.
The perfect day. I'll talk about the perfect day later. But I have always wanted, like, my list includes catching flatheads on the mesquite gum down at Gore's. We need to figure out how to do that. That's one. I want to catch. This one's going to be a little bit harder to do and going to take some time in the future because it won't be anytime soon. But I do want to catch one of every sunfish species in Ohio. Bluegill, red ear, pumpkin seed, long ear. Some of the more there's some niche sunfish species that are like very like long ear sunfish for one. It'd be a tougher one to find, but I do want to catch one and take a picture of every sunfish species in Ohio at some point. That's on my list of fishing things to do. Ballard has a spot where he fishes and catches. I want to say burbot, but they're not burbot.
They look like a burbot.
They look like a burbot.
They look like a snakehead.
Yeah, like what are those fish called?
I have no idea.
Damn, they're like an eel, but in Ohio. Damn it, why am I drawing a blank? So Ballard has a spot where he catches a lot of those, and I want to go spend some time with him.
Type in Ohio snakehead.
Yeah, I want to go spend some time with him fishing. Gosh, what the heck are they called? Come on, Google me, Ethan. It's not a burbot. It's not a snakehead. It's not a mud puppy. But it's similar to all those things.
Bowfin?
Bowfin.
Yeah,
bowfin.
Me and Luke have caught bowfin before.
Ballard's got a spot where he catches some like trophy bowfin.
It's probably the same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it is the same.
It is the same spot.
I know what you're talking about.
And you know where else I want to catch out of that spot? Because they have them. Muskie.
Pike.
Muskie and pike.
Yeah. We've also caught pike there.
Yeah, they have muskie in there too.
I want to catch a state record carp.
Isaac, the only way. So Isaac, not only has he always wanted to catch a state record carp, he's caught some big ones. You've caught some probably 30 pounders.
Thought the one was 36.
Holy shit!
But the state record's 50.
Do you know who holds the state record for archery?
It's
your fucking boy.
Yeah, but he also holds the state record for like big fin buffalo or whatever.
Big head or not big head carp. Big mouth and smallmouth buffalo are actually native. Those are native minnow species to the United States in the Ohio River in the Lake Erie Basin.
He holds the
common carp are not native.
But he's in the record book. He holds
I know.
the state record.
Who is this?
Josh
Pomar.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
The archery and whatever bow fishing, just like all this.
Yeah, but we're talking rod and reel.
Yeah,
55 pounds, I think, right, for carp. Paint Creek, Ohio.
I think it's 50 even.
I can tell you,
people have shot with their bows in Sandusky Bay over 50. Just nobody's ever caught one rod and reel.
I'm telling you. Do you remember? This is getting back. It's getting deep. When we were kids, church camp, Beulah Beach, up on Lake Erie. There was some carp that would wash up dead on the beach that were bigger than a wheelbarrow. Mm-hmm. Like the head would stick out and the tail would stick out of a fucking wheelbarrow.
Mm-hmm. Those are close to record size, I'm sure. Well, nobody fishes for them. If people started fishing for them, like they do in Europe.
You and Luke, does Luke have a boat?
No. He has a kayak.
Leaky John boat no longer has a boat. Well, that's not true. He does have that duck hunting boat him and Will made.
Yeah. I seen a bunch of carp at Chippewa Lake the other day.
Think there's any 50 pounders?
No.
We got Sandusky Bay, the only chance.
Yeah. Or that pond that we caught those 35 pounders. 5 minutes.
Me and Isaac were shed hunting the other day, and he looked at me. He's like, "That looks like a good creek chub hole."
Oh, anyone who truly knows me knows I have a love for catching minnows in creeks. Mm-hmm. We'll make a video of that this summer too. You know who has the best creek of all of them to go minnow fishing in? Tyler. Yeah. Yes. Tyler's Creek is by far.
There's a famous picture Caleb has of Tyler holding a creek chub that's about as big as it.
Make 7 up yours shirt he's wearing.
Yeah.
Tyler's Creek is technically the beginning stages of the East Fork of the East Branch of the Black River. So he's got some deep holes in a small creek with the ability to have fish that are just not as common to the creeks that dry up. So that's the key about Tyler's Creek is it never dries up.
And we're in a weird place of continental divide. We have rivers.
Yeah, I think we
have rivers that run like this. Like I'm pretty sure the Black River goes in a circle at one point.
We have a river that flows south, but ends up going north.
Well, I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast or not, but our good friends that we've had. Well, no, we talked about it on the Will Disbrow podcast because it's his property. So their family property has the Continental Divide through it. So the East Branch, the East Fork of the East Branch, for all the old school listeners who know shit like that. East Fork, East Branch, Black River.
Starts in the yard.
And Killbutt Creek, which is the drainage that eventually, like the Chippewa Inlet and Outlet, eventually turns into the Killbutt Creek. Both of those start on the Disbrow's farm in northeast Chatham, Ohio. Mm-hmm. They both start there, but the Killbutt drainage, Chippewa Lake, Inlet, Outlet, all that shit goes down through Wayne County and where you guys catch your pike and your bowfin. That goes all the way to the Ohio River and then out through the Gulf of Mexico. The same farm, the drainage that starts the East Fork of the East Branch of the Black River goes south down almost to Wayne County and then curls back up and then goes through Elyria and Lorain. Comes out the Black River, goes into the Lake Erie.
Because the Black River runs south to north. But
Tyler's section of the Black River runs south. Our section behind Luke's house runs north.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But they're only but they're only 5 miles apart.
Yes, you're right. But
because
it
not
does,
even
it does a big
4 miles.
It does
apart.
a big loop.
Yeah, it has like a tuning fork. Whoosh, just go. It runs
By
straight
Luke's house,
south.
It goes south too, on the farm that butts up against the big farm.
No, that's all north flowing.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Anything once you hit. I mean, I don't. This doesn't,
all north.
This doesn't ruin any hunting spots. Once you hit Lodi, the Black River makes a direct 90-degree hairpin turn and comes back towards Lake Erie. Mm-hmm. But on the east side of Lodi, it's heading south, which is Tyler's Creek, which is where we're going to catch world record creek chubs and some of our sunfish species.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bizarre.
The last thing I want to touch on fishing while we're rambling about bullshit. Another thing I want to do this summer is spend time at all our old childhood memory spots where we night fished for catfish and catch some night catfish. And I am fucking convinced that I'm going to catch a channel catfish out of the Black River up here, which we never have. I've caught bullheads. I've caught smallmouth bass, perch, crappies, rock bass, all the sunfish, but never a channel cat.
Isn't the way the channel cats live, like they live a little longer than those other fish you talk about?
Yes.
And when they're in that portion of the Black River, they have nowhere to go.
So
because they're blocked from a dam.
Correct.
Then if they head upriver, the river
gets too
ends.
rocky. Yeah. So channel catfish in the wild before white man came down here, they were a river fish. They preferred mud bottom, slow moving, or actually gravel bottom, slow moving, clean.
Not even slow moves.
Rivers.
At some point, fast moving.
But they are a warm water river fish, but they do come all the way up north, obviously to the Lake Erie Basin. So like channel catfish preferred streams to breed. That's why a lot of times there's a hard time breeding them in like farm ponds.
Yeah, the problem is
the current is how they kind of.
The river you want to catch it in, sometimes in the winter freezes almost solid, except for one little spot.
The deep spot. And that deep spot is fishable, but we've just never been able to catch.
We've caught like suckers.
Channel cats. Big white suckers, up to 5-pound smallmouth bass. There's common carp in there, probably
there's
up to 20-ish.
There's
20-ish
not a lot
pounds.
of carp above the dam, though.
There is.
Not a lot of them south of the dam.
We do catch a lot south of the dam, but north of the dam, when you get up there during breeding time,
I've caught some up there.
Yeah, you get up there during breeding time in the summer when the water starts moving slow and they start pooling up in those corners.
I sight cast with corn for them,
which is a lot of fun. I mean, I love catching rough fish. There's a lot of people who put all their stock in the steelhead.
I mean, I sight cast with ultralight gear corn, but that would be a perfect opportunity to fly fish for them, which I know people do.
The problem with fly fishing there is you're in tree canopy. Mm-hmm. It's like deep, and the water's too deep to wade in that spot.
Speaking of that, I seen a video on Instagram the other day. This dude casting a fly. Somehow he's like doing river runs through it shit, like spinning it. So somehow the fly never comes behind him. It like spins in, he sends it upriver, and then he's able to toss it down. So if you were really good at fly fishing, you could fly fish in the river.
So we've caught a lot of fish in that little creek.
Yeah. Side note, if you're watching the YouTube video, where the hell did you get the pumpkins in March?
He can't. Hold on. Had to dust the top off of them.
You just had them.
No. The Chatham General Store. They still have some Christmas sales that I might buy them out of, and they have a couple more. I think they have 1 or 2 more cases of pumpkin.
I think it's just time. We've probably talked about them 20 times on the podcast. They need to be our first sponsor, Chatham General Store.
Well, we sell our hats there.
Yeah, I guess we do. We do some way somehow are sponsored by that.
It's Caleb's second fridge.
Yeah.
I have 3 refrigerators, and when I buy this new house, I'm getting another one, 2 more, so I'll have 5 refrigerators.
Okay, it's your 6th fridge.
And then I have too many fridges at the farm.
How many bar stools are you gonna have?
Dude. So how many bar stools are down here right now? Let's count up Caleb's bar stools.
Hey,
4.
That one's mine. I mean,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 bar stools down here right now.
Yeah, that one.
Nick is in shambles.
You want to take it home with you?
That has a deer skin. No, I don't want it.
Well, it needs to go to the shop probably.
That
right?
one has a deer skin top on it.
Yeah, you made that.
Yeah. Which I just staple deer leather to the top of a stool.
Listen, stuff like that. Yeah, I know Nick makes fun of me because I have all these bar stools. Nick lives in a 600 square foot trailer that's parked on the side of a road in Medina. He wants to make fun of my 14 bar stools. My basement's bigger than his house.
How are we gonna,
for now.
How are we going to get that couch out of here?
So, if you remember, not only do we have to take it apart, we had to take the railing off the stairs.
Oh my god!
Which then took Caleb 2 more years to put back on.
Yeah, but then I had my daughter, and I realized I should probably put a railing.
How are we getting
on my
this out
stairs
here?
Taking it apart?
Oh my god! When's all this happening? In one day?
No, I got permission to move stuff in like a week early. I'm going to shove Tyler's trailer full of stuff. Okay. The audience really doesn't care about how I
No, we could probably wrap this up, huh?
No, we got stuff to talk about still. 2 more things. So I kind of wanted a little bit touch. We're jumping into family dream farm season, and we have with these new purchases of houses, and then you and Luke and myself and everything that's going on. In the last couple of years now, we've been able to add 17 acres to the family dream farm, and like we are each going to have some huntable pieces on our property. Luke's lived in his house for 2 years now.
Mm-hmm. This is the most huntable out of all of ours.
We haven't done a ton of hunting down there yet, but Luke's is super huntable.
Did he ever actually hunt?
No, but we're gonna get for turkeys. It's actually it's a pretty solid setup.
If you can get across the river.
Yes, if we can get across the river, we just need to take one of the boats down there on a rope, just pull it back and forth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Because Luke's is a solid huntable for turkeys.
You don't even need to pull it across. You just step through it.
Bridge.
Isaac's aforementioned. He's already killed. Kendall killed a doe there, and it's on buck, and it's mounted on the wall. Mm-hmm. It's going to be in the house. They've already killed deer there. So what is your plan for behind your house for this fall then?
I'm going to plant some clover.
Okay.
Chicory.
I have screening for
like
you.
Like an acre, and then plant screening.
I have enough screening where you can make like a 30-yard wide screening path if you want to do like a true wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it works good for the soil too. So we can do whatever. Are you allowed? Are they? Let me keep this vague. The neighbors to the east or the west. Is anything being done with that, or can we just plant on there too?
It's supposed to be sold. That's all I know.
We'll have to figure that out. Because if it's not, we should plant out there.
It's just CRP right now.
Yeah.
It's like crappy CRP.
But we could extend the food plot is what I'm saying.
You could, yeah.
Because like early October, deer crossing right there. Like
planting a whole acre, that's already a lot to plant with our equipment.
We've got 2 tractors now. Yeah. I forgot to mention the coolest part about buying a house. I bought a tractor. I have a tractor.
You can do a family dream farm on your new shit.
We are. I'm going to start doing so. The family dream farm is going to start including the projects at our houses too, just so everyone knows. Not that they care.
Caleb actually is going to have a farm, animals and stuff.
I bought a tractor that has all the attachments we need for food plotting: bucket, belly mower, scraper blade, backhoe. We can do watering hole projects, remove stumps, you name it. We can do it.
I can't believe he's got a backhoe.
I got
it on there all the time.
Nope, it's not on there right now.
Taking on enough.
Yep, I'm gonna have a backhoe for us to do projects
Never
with.
played with a backhoe.
I do believe the backhoe will fit on Dad's, which would be a little bit better for digging because this is bigger.
Yeah, but yours doesn't does it have like a seat to turn?
It has
around?
a separate seat.
A separate seat.
The seat is mounted to the backhoe.
Oh,
it's just
PTO driven off the back. You mount it on the arms.
Does it even work? Does it have its own little hydraulic motor and stuff?
Yeah, just like your bucket would.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got that control box on the backhoe part.
Okay.
Hydraulics. You have a hydraulic connection, obviously, but we do. Dad's does. So like Dad's tractor would use the backhoe better than mine. Is what I'm saying. Mine's more set up for like.
How many horsepower is it?
23. It's got turf tires
too.
But Dad's a little bit bigger and like could dig a little heavier and get deeper in the woods because it has better tires.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So we have a backhoe. Our family dream farm project's gonna be sweet. The first thing I'm gonna do with it, honestly, is I'm gonna clean out a lot of our existing water holes with it. It's perfect size for just scooping out the muck that
We've never been able to scoop. We've always scraped.
We can now scoop without having to get the tractors in the actual water
Put
holes.
some new watering holes in too, and some.
We're going to be putting some new watering holes in for sure.
Just
think about where you want.
Just in time for EHD to be back again.
Well, EHD defense. I had a long conversation the other day with our buddy Haas about that, and he was very upset about the turnout. He did a seminar at the Ohio Open Seasons Expo.
Nobody cared.
Zach Haas did about EH defense. He said there was one person there.
Just nobody cared.
No one gives a shit. And then I had a conversation with them like, listen, Ohio, especially Northeast Ohio, is crossbows, corn piles, small lots, cell cameras. Like these guys are not going to spend the money to treat their water.
But the podcast we did with him, it got a lot of reception.
It did, but I don't think from audiences here in Ohio. And and maybe some, and definitely the Muskingum River, down in the Ohio River watershed where EHG was a problem, more people paid attention. But it's very hard to explain to people that all those little mosquito puddles on your logging roads in the summertime need to be either treated or filled in, and water, it could be bad for deer. It's very hard to convince people of that.
It's a very hot topic when it's hot. When it's cold, it's cold.
Yeah,
no one cares.
right.
Right now, no one cares about what happened last summer.
Yeah, if we
in Washington
don't
County.
get hit again, people won't care.
He was very disappointed and I felt he kind of said like, man, that Ohio show, like it just, no one showed up for my seminar on EHD, and I'm like, listen, the reason why is because they just don't give a fuck.
I have a question about that, which would probably be a question for him. Now that we've had an outbreak, we've had an outbreak.
This is two now. We've had
an
two.
outbreak local 2 years ago, then that big one down there. Does it make it more likely to happen again? Like, are those midges still alive? How does that work? Are those midges still alive somewhere and they traveled elsewhere?
That I don't know. I think we might have talked.
Like now that we've had it,
yeah.
Is it like going to keep happening?
I remember in our podcast we talked about like the deer becoming resistant to it and stuff. Like,
yeah.
So I just
because this little midge, like, does it migrate back?
I think it's a year. No, I think it's a yearly. They don't fly good, so I think they just die every year, and then they.
Does it have a larva that's in the ground?
Yeah,
it's got to come from somewhere.
We'll get him back on. Zach, we're going to get you back on the. He's been asking to come back on the podcast.
We should have him on in the early summer so people can start
July.
And he's been
like in May.
Well, he's been talking about coming back on, and he doesn't want to necessarily come back on and pitch his product and talk about water the whole time. He just wants to come on and like drink bush lights and talk about hunting.
He does a habitat too thing.
Yeah, he does a full habitat management thing.
How much does his product cost roughly? If you wanted to treat your one watering hole, what does it cost for a year? Do you know? Because I know we got some.
But I would say in order to properly treat a good sized water hole, it's going to cost you upwards of $100 a year per water hole. Just so in order to treat it the way they want it to be treated. Mm-hmm. Now, what does that mean?
Yeah,
but it's unfortunately it's EHG is one of those things where like it's out of sight, out of mind until like the last summer down in the Muskingum County or down Washington County, like. Once it hits you hard, it knocks you out, and then you're really adamant about it. But then the chatter dies down.
Can those midges live in the water where there's oil?
I don't think so. That might be why we're safe.
Because we have old oil wells everywhere, and a lot of them are indented into the ground. So there's an old oil well, and it's full of water around it.
So
there'll be some oil, like some old oil in there. Like,
residue.
Can the midges live in that, or are we good? Because if they could live, those are everywhere.
So my new farm that I bought, my new property, it has a spot when I was walking the other day. It's got two spots. It's got one spot where there is like a natural mosquito pit watering hole down low that's on my property that I'm gonna have to clean out for sure and do some work on. And then there's another spot where there's an old well with I can see like a plastic pipe like encircling it with water on top of it, like not very big. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'd probably like to bury that one, cover that one up. I do want to put a watering hole in, obviously, in my new farm, but I have a pond where the deer can access too pretty easily. So I don't know, we'll play it by ear, but the EHD thing is going to rear its head again somewhere, and then people panic, but they're not going to take the time to treat their water when things are good. You're not supposed to treat your water now when there's plenty of water. It's when the water starts to recede in the summer and stagnate. Summer. Yeah. And then, we'll get into what I'm going to do food plot and deer hunting wise at my farm in the future because it's super up in the air right now. I have some ideas, but I don't know if I'll end up doing anything this year yet or not. I want to move a building or two and take out some pasture and kind of make it more of a layout to hunt small wise. But before we wrap up, the last thing I wanted to talk about real quick, because it is what's upcoming next, even though no one ever cares about it. I love it to death. Turkey season, turkey hunting. And we have a lot of big turkey season and turkey hunting plans this year.
And we have a lot of turkeys for now.
Yeah, for now, the gobblers are moving in early. We got gobblers on camera on multiple farms, which is good. We enjoy that. The Smoky Lady, at least one of them is back. We got one video of one of the Smoky Ladies. Last year we had two. This year so far just one.
One of them's got a beard, right?
One of them the Smoky Lady has a beard, and could catch some shit for that. But I think if a smoke phase hen walks by with a beard within shotgun range, I'm going to shoot it because I've never seen.
I don't hate that.
I've never seen the smoke phase ones with poults, for one, and for two, there's a lot of evidence out there that they're part heritage, so farm turkey. Like
they might not even
when they have that smoke phase to them, they might only be like 60-ish% wild. So like, I don't have a problem with shooting something that's somewhat invasive farm breed like that. And how rare is it to shoot
and some could argue
bird?
that if they can't breed, then maybe it's a good thing to take.
If I see these smoke phase hens with poults one day, I'll totally change my tune. But I've never seen them with poults. We have had camera evidence and never seen them with poults. I was reading about the turkey DNA thing. For sure, that one white Jake that we had born wild back in 2017 or 18, whenever that was definitely a 100% wild bird. They call them leucistics.
Yeah, we got pictures of them from a chick.
Completely white. Everything about him was white from this size up. Definitely a 100% wild bird, which is kind of cool. Youth weekend, we're going to be taking out our cousin Hudson Pavlik and try to get some work done. This is the first year that we finally got to the point where, you know what, we need to start taking out our youth and getting the youth involved with our
He's
spots.
almost not youth anymore. Or is he 16?
No, his brother's 16 or 17. Branson's a little bit older, but Hudson's still plenty youth, and we're going to get him out there trying to kill one of our birds on our farm. It should be a lot of fun. We'll be filming for the family or for the Turkey Camp Chronicles, which would be cool. Be the first episode. And then that same weekend after that's done, we're going to be, what's your work plan that weekend, by the way?
I'm flying from Mexico that Saturday.
So on Sunday you're off?
Yeah.
Do you go back to work?
No, Sunday I'm off.
So if
I
I
work that Saturday, but I have a Kelly day.
So if I hunt with Hudson on Saturday and then leave for West Virginia on Saturday night, you'd be able to hunt with him on Sunday morning if we need to go again.
There's a chance, but also Kentucky opens that weekend too.
You might go down there?
Maybe.
Ooh, I like that. What about you?
I'm working Sunday.
I guess we'll just have Matt take his boy on our property. That's fine. I just wanted to film it is why I brought that up. But Matt will film turkey hunting.
Luke's home too.
Yeah, Luke might be.
Yeah, I guess Luke might be home too.
He called a turkey for me last year.
He did call a turkey in for you last year. Speaking of, this is the first I've heard of that you might go down to Kentucky, which is cool. I like that. I'm going to West Virginia with Gore. We're going down to turkey camp. We have not done, I looked back, we have not gone to West Virginia for a mountain turkey camp since 2023, and we're fucking going. I'm going to be 2 days into my new house, and I'm just going to tell Lindsay, don't do anything until I come back, and I'm going turkey hunting in West Virginia. It's going to be fun.
Good luck.
I'm excited about it. I got my entire life to get my
Has
house
it been that
situated.
long since we
2023.
like
April of 2023 was the last time we went to West Virginia for turkey season.
Yeah, because the past 2 years we've gone
Going down to
Ohio,
Gore's,
so
yep. His other camp.
Southern Ohio.
And when we go to trout camp we're going to trout camp the latest we've ever done. We're going in May this year. I think I'm going to take my turkey stuff.
Turkey season opens.
Yep.
Now, only Saturday, right?
Yep, only Saturday. So I'm going to hunt.
Forgot about Thursday.
So I'm going to roll up Thursday night late.
We're
Probably
rolling
get
morning.
too way incredibly drunk.
Yep.
Fish Friday, try and take it somewhat easy on Friday, and then wake up super early Saturday, hunt turkeys until noon, and then meet up with you guys, fish.
I mean,
Get drunk.
luckily where
And then come home
where we
Sunday.
stay and
Last
hunt, you
year-
can literally walk to where you
So
hunt.
last year we could have shot turkeys from the campsite.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I'm going to hunt.
What's the legality on that?
You got to be out of the campground,
Yeah, you probably got to be out of the Army Corps Engineers campground.
which is like 50 yards away from our camp.
So I'm going to go up where me and you and Dylan have been hunting up on about 10 miles away.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to go. Maybe I'll talk Dylan into coming with us. We'll see. But I'm going to try to do Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania this year West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio this year for sure. And then Ethan might add Kentucky.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
I have a phone call with Spencer later about it.
Yeah, you guys should go. You guys should definitely go down there and shoot birds.
Just depending on flight time.
If Gore bails on me, I'm coming with you.
All right.
But I don't think he'll bail on me. I'm not going to let him bail on me. I already got Kevin coming down too. Get some cabin work done. Anything you think we need to do to the deer camp down there? Lindsay's going to start making me take these damn deer heads down there when I have too many of them. So I'm going to start adding some taxidermy down there.
No, I don't think so. I have to think about that one. Lights.
Stands. Lights. I'll get Kevin on the light situation, and I'm going to try and get the stand situation kind of figured out. We're pretty good, I think. Stand situation is looking decent.
Yeah, we got stands in good places now.
I want to replace the one above the park with a ladder. I'm done with hang-on stands down there. The trees aren't that good. Other people don't hunt them if they're not ladder stands. So I'm gonna take a ladder stand down for the park.
Is that what's still up?
Yeah, I put up a regular stand. The witch's cabin stand stuck on the tree forever, so that's just staying. It's a good spot for deer drives and whatever. Fuck it.
Did you hear that, Matt? Caleb's putting in the ladder stand up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Getting
West
old.
Virginia. Yeah, you have to. I would love to see him take his saddle stuff down to West Virginia and try putting on a tree that's as big. Literally, the trees are this big around. So like,
Did I? Yeah, I saddled last year.
Yeah,
So did Matt.
for one day.
Terrible.
Matt went up 4 feet and saddled.
Yeah.
I got to get on Spaniel a little bit. Spaniel, if you're still listening we're at an hour. I can't believe we got an hour in today.
No. Well, yeah.
Spaniel, if you're still listening an hour, I got to talk to you, okay? I've known you for a super long time, and you're one of my best friends in the world, and we enjoy all the same stuff ever. And, like, you do a very good job of killing bucks and getting cool shit done, but you never film it. And you have a $5,000 camera. You have a $5,000 camera and lens situation, and you just set it on the tree next to you, and you you don't film it. And, like, come on, buddy. Let's put that camera to use now. You got a wall. You ran out of space to put deer. You bought a barn and put all your deer out in the barn. Half your deer are in our barn still.
Yeah.
It's time to start filming your kills, bro. You're good. You can do it.
Yeah.
I have faith.
I agree.
I have faith in you.
Well,
Done.
yep. Deer Shot Podcast episode 133.
133.
Thanks for listening. We are out.
Out.